I have a very interesting message for today. Today, I am hoping to connect with anyone that struggles using the bathroom during the weekends. I have a few clients and I'm discovering a little bit of a trend. I've had a couple of clients who were very vulnerable with me and they shared something very intimate. They shared with me that on the weekends, they tend to be constipated. They struggle to poop on the weekends. I thought it was really interesting and I did a little bit of research and I have some information to share with you. This is information from Jessica Miguela. She actually wrote an article about this last April, and this is the second weekend of Revelations for us. This is the second weekend where I have some actual clients utilizing the advice that I gave them, and I'm going to share it here on YouTube. It makes sense that maybe on the weekend this is a problem. You have different habits on the weekend. I think that maybe during the week it's not us, right? Or on the weekend we're not ourselves. Either way, Jessica Miguela put together some awesome information and research, and I'm going to dive right into it. She actually quotes Dr. David Poppers from NYU, and he talks about digestive changes that are common from weekend to weekday. This gastrointestinologist and professor of medicine at NYU shares with us what he dubs traveler's constipation. It's all about lifestyle and schedule. So, the first thing we're going to talk about is simply being off your regular schedule. I think this is pretty simple, common advice, and it makes a lot of sense. We aren't waking up in a panic, slapping the snooze button, running around. We're not ourselves. We're not in our typical routine. And for some of us, that's a part of our daily life is that slammed, anxiety filled, snoozing wake up. So that is one of the great things about the weekend. And it's the first tip. If it helps you to wake up at the same time and you have the ability to go back to sleep after you wake up, maybe that's a schedule you should follow. I'll admit, I'll be vulnerable. I have my morning glory most mornings like clockwork. I'm pretty consistent that way. And it does make a difference in my day. So, all I'm saying is that if you have the ability to wake up at the same time and you can go back to sleep, you might want to try that. It could actually ease your symptoms. The second tip is that you're eating different foods. It's the weekend. I have clients that are telling me that they're more comfortable eating ice cream and dairy and cheese Friday night versus during the week because they know that it gives them constipation. They are aware of their bodies, and that was pretty eye opening for me. How horrible is it to be constipated, congested, and had that internal frustration? But again, if you're not eating that stuff during the week, you might not want to start on the weekends. Think about what happens if you have a lingering effect or even a hangover effect. But if you work during the week, you may have the time and opportunity for more novel eating experience, and maybe you eat the same thing during the week. I admit, if I'm on the go and I can't prepare my food, Chipotle, Kava, those are usually my go-tos. Salad and go is kind of an optimistic place. Um, I tend to eat better when I prepare my food, but that's where I go when I scramble. And think about how much fiber you have on the weekday versus the weekend. A fiber rich diet obviously promotes regularity. If it's fun time on the weekend, you might not get the same fiber source that you're typically getting, or even the same fiber rich foods that you're getting throughout the week. The third is your stress level shifts. Your stress level moves from being on edge possibly Monday through Friday, hitting traffic, hitting snooze button, getting kids ready, hitting your deadlines, organizing your day, reading calendars, replying to emails, and doing all those stressful things that we know as normal life. And relaxation can affect the motility of food and waste products through your intestinal tract, Dr. Popper says. What's more is that if you have irritable bowel syndrome, you may notice you feel these digestive sensations and thus symptoms more acutely depending on if you're in work or weekend. Symptoms of IBS include changes in bowel movements that have more diarrhea, constipation, or both, bloating, incomplete bowel movements, and whitish mucus in the stool. There are a lot of really good treatment options for IBS, including lifestyle changes and medication. So no matter what you are or who you are, you can get to a point where your body feels good no matter what day of the week it is. I will give a little additional information on this. Something that I've discovered through research and time is the level of probiotics and the response. Once your stomach has more than 70 billion colony forming units, typically we take a probiotic during the day or we eat fiber rich foods and we get those colonies in our stomach of good bacteria. It causes diarrhea. Once you're over 70 billion, that's what causes diarrhea. So if you are used to or not used to taking a probiotic, be mindful of this. I don't know if anybody is going to admit to me or has yet to admit to me that they're increasing their probiotic on the weekend, but that would certainly make sense. If you're used to taking a 50 CFU probiotic and then you think you're going to double up Saturday and Sunday, you're going to have a storm to deal with, or a storm is brewing. And then fourth, you're not hydrating as much. Keeping water by your side at your desk at all times, sipping throughout the day, is a huge habit change from the weekend. If you're only drinking Bud Light or protein shakes or whatever it is that you're drinking, but you're not getting the same water, you're not at the same level of hydration that you're used to throughout the week, that would explain it. And finally, your physical activity habits could be different. Some people thrive on daily routine of exercise before or after work, and usually stay fairly consistent with it. Others are weekend warriors who fit in more actively on Saturdays and Sundays. Um, Bowel movement improve with increased activity. So you might be going to the bathroom more or less based on your physical activity, and that change, which can often be abrupt when the weekend comes, can absolutely cause discomfort in your stomach. So a good way, I'll give you a few tips to stay regular on the weekends. Go when you need to go. Don't sit on the toilet just to sit on the toilet. If you're used to having that morning move and when you get to the toilet, you can't, don't frustrate yourself or your body. You're just going to give yourself hemorrhoids before you give yourself a movement. But go when you need to go. With that being said, right, don't change your habit or hold it in or do those things that we do that cause our body discomfort. Another good tip would be using a toilet stool, a squatty potty, anything that helps raise your legs to help give you that sensation to go, anything that makes it easier. Stay hydrated, prioritize your fiber, and don't forget that there are some people that only are regular on the weekends. Like we just diagnosed and went through, that activity adds up, that hydration adds up, that lack of stress adds up, and your body is a beautiful temple that you should respect with your actions. I just wanted to arm anyone that might be struggling with this with valuable information so they can lead a better and more productive, healthy lifestyle. All I'm saying is that this has come up and now we're formulating solutions. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, if there's anyone that needs some follow-up, we'll have a good sample size of information, solutions that we're trying, and we'll be able to update you and let you know if our sample lab is effective in addressing this. Until then, go to medicinalmoves.com, read the articles, the information, listen to the latest episode of the podcast. Make sure that you're staying up with the vlog, share it with a friend, like, subscribe, and Check out our TikTok and our Instagram. Engage in the conversation with us on X. Until the next time.